Hello, my name is Salome and I'm going to be your CNA. Can you state your name for me? Oh, Miss Mary. I'm washing my hands. I'm going to provide you privacy by closing the door. I'm going to check the bed, make sure it's locked into the lowest position. Miss Mary, I'm going to be checking your vital signs, the Radial Pulse. For the Radial Pulse, you want to make sure you are checking by the thumb side, this side. If I can come closer, you want to put the index finger and the middle finger by the thumb side toward the middle, not all the way middle, up here. You're going to feel it. If you put your two fingers, you can feel something pulsating. That is the radial pulse by the thumb side. All right, so for Miss Mary, okay, Miss Mary, I'm going to be checking your radial pulse. All right, I'm going to come and check. Make sure the palm is facing up, and you put your, again, your index finger and by the radial pulse, and you want to count for a whole minute. The best thing to do is to start counting at 6 and stop at 6. It's a whole 1 minute 60 seconds. So I'm gonna start my counting from 6. I'm gonna count. Sometimes you may have to count out loud, and don't be carried away by the second heart. Otherwise, sometimes some students will count the second heart and they end up getting 60. So the best thing to do is when you rotate the radial pulse, by putting your index finger and your middle finger by the thumb side, again by the thumb side, you want to start counting. Take your eyes away from the clock and count. You know, I would count up to 40, then I check my clock, then I take my eyes away from the clock and continue counting until 1 minute. Now, for the radial pulse, it can be tricky. It's easy and it can be tricky. How tricky is it? Because sometimes the radial pulse disappears. So you can be counting and all of a sudden you can't feel it. Do not panic. You have 3 attempts. So if you cannot count, I mean, if it disappears and you feel like you did not get the right one, you can always say correction and move to the other hand and count. So when you're checking the radial pulse, you cannot afford to be nervous. Why? Because when you get nervous, you cannot feel the radial pulse with your fingertips. And that's why most students fail the radial pulse. When you let nervousness take control, you can't feel anything. Do not guess. If you forget, remember you have 3 attempts, you're going to count. If you don't feel it, go to the other side. The examiners will always give you 3 attempts. After you are done, if you got it right, you can have a difference of 4 beats, either plus or minus 4 beats with the examiner. Then wash your hands and document. Miss Mary, here's a call light. I'm going to make sure the bed is locked into the lowest position. For the radial pulse, you can give the call light even in the beginning because you're only going to be using one side. And there is nothing wrong when you are finishing to check and make sure that you have given the call light. Okay, Miss Mary, I'm done. I'm going to wash my hands and skill complete.